So in last video we just saw the structure of kidney and everything about the kidney. Today we will go with the nephrons. Before I continue, let's give it an overview for the kidney. What we discussed, this was kind of a structure. Here we were having pyramids, the outer covering and inner covering, medulla and cortex region, right? The region. And what else we saw here we have one more structure, that's basically the main function, the one who does main functions, like this one. What this was nephron basically, which you'll find around 1 million in each kidney. So this means altogether 2 million. When we just say kidney does our filtration work, but exactly our kidneys are responsible, but they contain some functional units. What functional units are those? They contain functional units. The functional units are these functional units, nephrons, which are present around, as I mentioned, 1 million in each kidney, 2 million in all, and they have main function for filtration of blood and a lot of things. So let's come to the structure of this one so that you understand it more nicely. Here is this kind of structure is present. This is about nephrons. Here you will see the one artery which bring filtrate and these, that's called as a efferent. Starting with A, this means efferent, then it open in a bigger, wider one, that's called as a efferent. Altogether here, this mixture, this is basically called as a glomerulus, right? And this cup-like structure, basically we call this as a cup-like structure, that's called as a Bowman's capsule. Right here, this region is called as PCT, which is proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, let me write it, proximal and here this is called as a loop of Henle. Basically, loop of Henle, which have two types. Before that, loop of Henle is kind of this structure. This basically have, you'll see, like ascending and descending one, if possible here, not possible here. So let me just make it out. You'll see a structure like this one. This kind of structure kind of thinner, but when it go over there, it become like this kind of structure. This mean here what you see, oh god, it's not looking good, sorry for that. This mean here it become wider. This is loop of Henle called as ascending loop of Henle, which mean coming down like this. This is called as descending loop of Henle, right? I hope it will be clear. Then this is loop of Henle. And what else here we have this structure called DCT, which is distillated convoluted tubule, and the last one called as collecting duct. Right, so this loop of Henle have two types. What are these? This means loop of Henle present in the kidney. Here we know we have two kind of regions. What are these? First and second. The first one, which is medulla, which is kind of outside region, and here second one called as cortex, medulla and cortex region. So when we talk about the loop of Henle, if you see loop of Henle, where their loop of Henle is present their loop of Henle only touches a little down to the cortex region, for suppose this. And second one, you see this basically when the loop of Henle is quite bigger, these two types. So this means they both have different name, of course. So what are these? The first one called as a cortical nephron. Cortical, this means related to cortex. Cortical. Juxtamedullary nephron. A cortical, which is around 85% present, and juxtamedullary, which is 15% present only. This one, cortical, is responsible for concentration, concentrated or dilute urine, whereas this is also responsible for concentrate and dilute, but basically this only covered 15%, rest recovered by this one. And this means here loop of Henle is what? This loop of Henle, which is quite inner, like present down, and here juxtamedullary, which is only this mean here loop of Henle is not put, this is basically loop of cortical nephron. This means only present a little in the cortex region. This juxtamedullary, which is more loop of Henle present, more part of loop of Henle is present in the cortex medulla region. So it means the loop of Henle become kind of this long, like this, collecting duct, Bowman's capsule, like this. So I hope it would be clear, very much clear. Then nephron, when we talk about the nephron, basically nephron, which is also called as a glomerulus. You know, glomerulus was what? The entire filtrate, this part. This is glomerulus. So nephron, which was equal to glomerulus plus renal tubule. Renal tubule was what? It was PCT, Bowman's capsule. It was DCT. It was collecting duct, right? Loop of Henle, not collecting duct, but loop of Henle. So these parts. Then we have this one, glomerulus plus renal tubules. All together, these all parts are called as renal tubule. I hope it will be clear. Then comes our Malpighian renal tubule as well. What is this? That means when we talk about the glomerulus plus Bowman's capsule, glomerulus and only the Bowman's capsule, these both are equal to Malpighian tubules. Renal capsule. So I hope it will be clear. Like, this was all about the nephron. Now let's read it out so that you understand it more nicely. So kidneys consist of multiple million of functional unit called as nephrons. 1 million in each kidney. They have different functions. Two type of nephron, juxtamedullary and cortical. The cortical have the shorter loop of Henle and justa had a longer. They are present in the renal capsule. These all. So you'll see these glomerulus, capsule, Malpighian body, these all things. Let's read it out. Let's check in the picture. Here what we see. And yes, one more important point. We have one more thing as well, which I have not discussed. We have paratubular capillaries. So here, here when you see another blood vessel coming on this part, that's basically on the upper all PCT, DCT. That's called as a paratubular capillaries, which simply provide energy. And when it's going to kind of cover this, when it covered down to the loop of Henle as well, when it covered loop of Henle, we call that as a vasa recta. Quite important, right? So I hope it will be clear. Here is the renal artery, renal vein. Vasa recta is simply the loop of Henle covering the descending lymph, ascending lymph. These are the loop of Henle types. Nephron, here with paratubular capillaries, which only present on the upper side, collecting ducts, the last one. Here the main region, this is called as the Bowman's capsule. The coming one, which bring the filtrate glow efferent, which exit simply efferent bring, efferent exit glomerulus and PCT, this is DCT, collecting duct, all these things. So I hope it will be very very much clear about all about the nephron. Rest will come with the other function, steps of using information and all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.